It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Was the speed on my card. I was like 68 speed, Mario. And a center back, bro? Is that how you see me? You see me like a center back? Like, I was like, damn. Like, I'm the slowest center back in the game.
Oh my god, I love starting shows like this where, you know, technical difficulties, but eventually it gets working and we just start mid conversation while, you know, working the kinks behind the scenes. You know what it was? To be honest, I couldn't find any goddamn Benfica card intros. I was just doing YouTubes, and all I was getting is these guys doing like pack openings where they put like their face, like their camera on the side. And I'm like, I don't want to see you doing a pack opening. I want to see just the video on its own. And so I finally found Ruben Diaz, and I was like, okay, good, I got this recorded.
Dude, I loved it. I loved the video, but first thing I looked at, because anytime I pack a card, even in FIFA, the first thing I look at is the speed. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm 68 speed. Like, I'm the slowest center back there is.
Yeah,
I'm slower than Jan.
Let's just say you were having a good day. It's your birthday. You know, you just enjoyed yourself, rolled a few things, and let's call a spade a spade. You're not going to be running sprints.
A few things. Definitely not. I like that. No, you right. I am definitely not going to be doing that. But I loved it. I didn't get to tell you like verbally that I loved the whole team of the week Mello card. It was amazing. I loved it.
Man. That was fun. I liked making
it. Was.
I've had a blast making this stuff lately.
It was cute. I loved it.
Mind you, nobody knows what we're talking about. So let's start this show. This is the voice of God we got on today.
Voice of God.
This is the Benfica gods talking to us today, Caro. We got the Benfica gods with us. I love it.
First official game. What a great way to start the year. You know, I ignored the
Welcome
preseasons.
back.
I enjoy the preseasons just for the fun, but I could care less if they win or lose in a sense because it's preseason. This actually means something.
Yeah, preseason's where you get to play fantasy football.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You get to. Yeah. We need this. I hear this guy is, you know, he's coming. He might be for, you know, on a free. That's what I like about preseason and Portugal's news cup, the front page of the news. It's always something interesting. I think Messi was coming to Benfica for a moment there for a little bit. I think it was reported Messi on the way. So it's always fun off season in Portugal. Am I right?
Hey, the newspapers aren't done yet, so we got a while to go before these, especially if we keep advancing. Soon enough, you know, Kane's going to be on the menu at this rate on the Portuguese papers.
Yeah, Jan's gonna call Jan because the Jan. You know how it is. We heard Jan called, Kane, and where there might be. I love it. I can't wait to see that report.
The stupidity. But quickly, a very hard hitting question. Cristiano wants to know, what would you think his speed would be, Mello, if he had a card?
Oh, Cristiano speed.
Yeah.
If I'm a 68, bruh, look, I don't want to do him dirty like you guys did me, so I'm going. I'm gonna go 80. I'm gonna go 80 speed. You at least an 80 speed, Cristiano. I listen to the podcast all the time. You always about an 80 speed, man. You keep it at 80 too. You won't slow down either. You know what I mean? Like the endurance is 100.
So the solid 80, but like it won't never
80,
never dip,
yeah.
never dip.
Yeah, it's like Manny Pacquiao. You know, he just don't slow down. He just keeps swinging and just doesn't slow down.
That is amazing. All right, let's get the goal point out. Let's get going into this. Let's have some fun. Mello. Oh,
We're back.
I didn't even do this proper. Nina, I know you've been on here tons of times. But quick hello. Thank you so much for being on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited, even though I'm like half asleep. But I love this.
Yeah, what a wild.
We're gonna wake you up. We're gonna wake you up for
Yes.
sure. We're gonna wake you up.
This edition is for Raju out in Nepal. We know you're watching live right now. We know it's. I don't know what time.
Yeah, my guy.
It's
Yeah,
like
he's awesome.
7:55 right now there.
That's my
legs
guy,
are
man.
past 50. All right, let's do this, Mello. You got the lineup on you.
First of all, let's just give a little background before we just dive right in, right? Because it was JJ versus, like Cristiano likes to call him, Rui Vitorius, right? It wasn't just a regular game today, guys. It was Ali versus Frazier. You know what I mean? It was Yankees Red Sox. It was, it was a little rivalry, if you will. You know what I mean? If I must say so myself. Duke, North Carolina, if you like basketball. All I'm saying is it was a little bit more than just, Benfica versus Spartak, right? We had RV coming back. He's always finds a way to screw up JJ's kind of steez, right? He comes into he gets the Sporting job. Rui Vitória is down 1,000,000 points. We come all the way back, we take it from JJ. Then he follows JJ to the Middle East. JJ's up 3 points. Right, he's up 3 points or something like that.
Happens, he's out. He's out.
Right,
yeah.
He's out. Yeah, Rui Vitória comes in. He takes the lead. JJ's out. He's gone. He goes to Brazil. Now he has a chance again. Got JJ versus RV. And to be honest, I was like, is it gonna be 3 in a row? Like, is this gonna be, is this gonna be one of those games or one of those matches or like matchups where just he's got our number? You know what I mean? Does he got JJ's number? Like, he knows, right? Like, he must know the type of style that he's playing. It was a little. Go ahead.
On the last show, we did a bit of a preview, and the funny thing about it was that on paper, Jorge Jesus has gotten the best of Rui Vitória in terms of victories versus losses. Like, and obviously considering the fact that Rui Vitória was coaching Passo Ferreira, and then Guimarães, while Jorge Jesus had the powerhouse of Benfica, like, of course he should be winning those matches. But even when it came to Sporting, it still leaned a little bit more towards Jorge Jesus. It's just Rui Vitória did what he had to do to get the results and win the title. But it was a fascinating situation, fascinating lineup. What I found most fascinating was the media pushing the rivalry because the fans want it and they know it, and there's a bit of a beef. But I gotta commend both Rui Vitória and especially Jorge Jesus and how they handled the media press on this.
Yeah,
they both went out of their way to talk about take the high road, talk nicely. I'm gonna not say this in a negative context for Jorge Jesus. Jorge Jesus has a certain fiery attitude about him, a certain loose-lipped attitude, the kind of guy that sometimes says things that maybe he shouldn't say that cause maybe more excitement. So in a sense, Rui Vitória has always been the more calm, level-headed, slow-speaking guy.
He's got classy.
Was
He's very classy.
So in a way, it sounds terrible. While his MO is classy, he remained a classy self. Jorge Jesus really stepped up his classiness. So it's kind of one of these weird things where, he normally doesn't do that level of class. And he spent a lot of time commending, the team, wishing them luck. I hope they win everything possible there except these 2 games, as he put it, which was quite funny, quite cute. But it was very, they fought very hard against the media push to make this, a nasty kind of event. And it ended.
Yeah, and you that's okay with me. You know what I mean? I like it. Yeah, it's for us, really. It's for the fans, and there's
Yeah.
people that bite. I like it, and to be honest, as someone in the rivalry, as someone of like directly in it, right? Because they're our managers at one point, right? And then you go out and like every Benfiquista, you tend to pay attention to where these guys go, right? So you're always kind of in this rivalry. We all knew when he went to Turkey, it was just funny, right? Rui Vitoria did it again. You know, he took another title, albeit the Turkish title, but like, you know, he still did it. You know what I mean? It's just funny. So going into today, like I was saying, man, like I was in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, nah, like there's no way, like. There's no way, right? Looking at the teams, I don't know much about Spartak, but I playing a million hours of FIFA. I know about a lot of the players and stuff like that, so I know there's quality on there. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up real quick before we got into the lineup. JJ versus Rui Vitoria. What did you think about that, Nina? Like, did you have any?
Well, I was kind of like when I saw the first few segments of showing him, it felt like seeing an ex that you haven't seen for so long. And you're kind of nervous, but you kind of don't want to talk to them, and you just kind of sit there saying, "Damn, what happened? Like, what happened?" So, and then
He treated me. He treated me good. Yeah, I love that analogy.
Exactly.
He took me out. He bought me dinner all the time. He always gave me his jacket. Like, what happened? That's so perfect way.
And
That's a perfect way to put it.
Oh God. But I was nervous because it's against these clubs that we say is so little or this and that, and we mess up and then we choke, and then we have the tale of the two halves, but both halves are shitty. Just one's really really more shitty than the other. But
Yeah,
we did a total flip around today where we did have the tale of two halves where the first half was not as great as the second half. The second half we picked up, we did a lot better, and we got the win. But it just kind of made me nervous because anything could happen. A lot of these players, had good relationships with Hui, so it in that way too. It's like, oh, do you think that they'll get a certain way or they'll play a certain way? You never know.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true. But yeah, so let's get into it then, right? Like Mario, let's get into
Let's giddy up into
the lineup.
Yeah, why not? Let's do this. So yeah, get this lineup going. You let me know. As it goes.
Let's get
Also,
it.
real quickly, actually, let me again. I know we just started trying to do the lineup for the second time, but I'm gonna stop it again because I saw Cristiano mention something in the chat, and I think it's very important because I'm actually watching this behind the scenes. Portugal just won a gold medal. For a country the size of Portugal to win a gold medal, it just does not happen very often. It's a rarity. It does happen, but it's again not your regular event. I think it's very cool the fact that it did just happen. It is a Benfica that won, so that's a little extra victory. But regardless of club, it's just good for a country the size of Portugal to win it. So big shout out. We got what's his name? Pedro, I believe it is. I will find out. Yeah, Pedro, yes. The men's long jump. He killed it. He got gold medal. It's actually a record for Portugal. Portugal have officially won 5 medals so far this tournament. I don't think they've ever done that before, from my understanding. And it is the first
Long jump, huh? That's nuts.
Triple jump.
I've never
jump,
seen a Portuguese. Never seen a Portuguese jump.
Yeah, man, I've seen some jumps and dives, man. I've seen some dives. Man.
Seen some dives. I've never seen any jumps. Yeah, for sure.
First time since 2008 they've won a gold, which is very wild. Also, so
awesome.
Very cool. It's very cool
That's
to
awesome.
see it. And so I gotta say, man, and it's no offense to the U.S. or other countries that have very talented people, but I find there's just such a depth of population and economy and money backing the U.S. Olympics team that I take more pleasure seeing small countries winning. Well, Portugal, I have a bias too, but when you see some random country like, I don't know, someone out of Bosnia, things of the sort, these smaller nations pull a feat out because they don't have the same level of backing. They have great athletics programs throughout Europe, but it is a pretty wild achievement in my opinion. So Very, very cool to see that, man. It was in wine drinking, is what Cristiano says. The other events we won a gold.
What's funny, and look, we got it. We'll talk about this shit forever, but we have to get futsal in the Olympics, right? That's another thing we could win. That's why I wanted to be in the Olympics. But I was watching handball the other day. What a waste of time! Like holy moly! Like they can't believe that this shit is an Olympic sport. Handball with the net and shit, you just throw it. It's nuts. It's nuts. We got to get futsal in the Olympics. We need to sign a petition, just so Portugal can have another a chance to win a gold.
Roller hockey. There you go. That is a guaranteed gold.
There you go.
Spain and Portugal.
Yeah, you got ice hockey in the winter, and you get roller hockey in the summer. I'm not mad at that.
Kidding aside, though, futsal is such a popular sport. I'm actually
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised it hasn't made it in there yet.
Yeah, I can't believe it neither.
Also,
Skateboarding made it before futsal.
That would I know seriously. I love skateboarding.
I'm just
but,
saying.
like,
I'm just
why
saying.
would
Golf isn't golf now
Golf.
an Olympic sport?
I heard.
Don't they do golf?
I hope.
Yeah,
Golf
that's
isn't
not.
an
It's not
Olympic
a sport,
sport,
by the way.
that's
It's not in a sport. It's not a sport, by the way. Golf's not a sport. I like golf. I play golf. It's just not a sport. But anyway, let's talk about what we came here for.
Okay, real quick.
Let's talk about
we'll
what we
get to the
came
lineup. Quick shout out to Zach Silva. Thank you for joining us all the way from my neck of the woods near Toronto. And a quick shout out for all the new subscribers. I know we got quite a bit of them that came in recently, which comes from our friend Adrian at Rabona. What a show I did with him, and I'll talk about in a short bit. But let's try the third attempt at doing a lineup. Here we go, Alex, man. You rhyme it off. You do your magic.
Let's get it. Benfica is back, baby. So today we played an important game. So we lined up three in the back. We had Vlachodimos Odi in goal, which ended up being a great start. Vertonghen, Otamendi, and Verissimo made up our back line. Alex Grimaldo, Weigl, João Mario, Diogo Gonçalves was our midfield. Rafa Silva and Pizzi on the wings, and then Haris Sofedovic, Mr. Swiss Superman himself, was the lone striker today.
Man, what would you think, Nina, when you saw that lineup in terms of kind of here's the team we're going in with? It? Were you initially excited, nervous? What was the gut feeling as soon as you saw this?
I was fine. I actually screenshotted it from my phone when I saw it because I was actually really happy with all of that. I mean, and especially our back line. I think the whole entire game was, I mean, pretty well handled for the most part in our back line.
Yeah. For me, Mario, it was seeing Odi getting the start, and then Gonçalves, who hadn't played anything in the preseason. I thought that was, to me, those were the two things that stood out. I wasn't surprised Sefedovic got to start over Gonçalo Ramos. That's just, that's easy. Like that's an easy pick. Sefedovic, you know what I mean? It was almost for sure a shoe-in that Sefedovic was getting that start. But seeing Gonçalves back, who had again no time in the preseason, was a little surprising to me. And then Odi looks like, look, man, this has been something we've been talking about for a while. Odi, you know, or you know, Mr. Milk himself. And you know, I've been impartial. I root for who's in the game. You know, I'm that type of fan. Like who's on the field, I'm rooting for them. That's who I'm rooting for. When it comes to Odi and Helton, I'm not sure that there's much, like, I don't see the talent level within each one. Like I don't see Helton much better, like overall, than Odi. Like I'm comfortable with Odi. I'm comfortable with Helton. But I'm glad. I think Odi just gives us a little bit more calming like to me, a little bit more of a calming presence because he's been there for so long. And he's a vocal guy. You know what I mean? He's not a bully, but he's a vocal guy. He's gonna let you know when you fuck it up back there. And he makes great saves. He makes good saves, and he made a couple today. But just Odi and Gonçalves though on the lineup.
Yeah, no, from my end, when I saw it, not surprised with Seferovic. Seeing Pizzi thrown up there, with Rafa playing like both of them on the wings. We know Pizzi has historically actually been better on the wings. Him tilting, him and Rafa interchanged a bit, but it felt like Rafa was more playing to the right versus Pizzi to the left, which that seemed a little bit more surprising, but more so was Diogo being on. Really loved the guy last season. It's just the fact that he had just kind of came back in terms of fitness, and so I was surprised about that. Wasn't you surprised about seeing Odi? Because it seems like Odi kind of won a little bit more in terms of preseason, but I agree with you. There's not a drastic difference. I think they're two different keepers. Challenge with Odie in the game for me was more sometimes that constant chronic issue of trying to catch a ball. He does struggle.
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
He does struggle with that, and it'll be very interesting throughout the season if he retains his
And
position or if Helton finds his way back to that starting position.
It's not that he can't catch the ball. We've seen him do it. It's just that he doesn't. You know what I mean? Like there's times where, he's punching the ball out and he should be putting hands on it. You know what I mean? Like them sticky gloves, them ain't sticky for no reason. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, they're not sticky for no reason. Get your hands out there, man. Diamond up. Get out there, bro. Catch a pass. Catch a pass. And today he had a couple to him that he corralled. They made it look easy. I think sometimes Odie makes sometimes hard saves look easy, and I think that's the one thing I do like about Odie over Helton. Like I don't remember Helton, maybe because I spent so much time with Odie, but I just remember a lot more saves Odie has made where I was like, oh shit, like that, damn, like that was. If he didn't make that save, game over. You know what I mean? And that the fact that he's got a good back line.
One or two of those kinds of saves, like every game though. Every game that he plays, he has one or two like real drastic saves that could have been the end in that moment for us. And that says a lot. And I think he's so comfortable too. Like he doesn't really like, you look at him and he doesn't really look nervous. He's there to play. He doesn't take anything like too seriously. He just goes with it. But yeah, he does punch the ball out a lot, which is frustrating because it's never guaranteed. Like, that can get dangerous too.
I think
But I do love Odie.
One comment in the chat, which I believe it was Joel Silva, in terms of Odie being better in the post, but Helton better with his feet. And in my mind, the better with his feet almost tilts into more of an aggression. And it goes to a comment of SLBES where he kind of talked about Late being on the wrong side of 30, Odie being younger. And one thing Leitch does have is that experience in a bit more fearlessness. I think that's one thing that Odie can develop. I think with time, more confidence, more games, to just be a little bit more bold to run out.
Yeah,
and his game can step. But I have to bring up Andrew here. Andrew Costa and Joe Mario with the game he had. This was kind of a little bit back and forth throughout the preseasons we've talked about the idea, will this guy live up to his potential? People have rightly made comments that, okay, listen, he wasn't like the best player on Sporting. He was a good player on Sporting. But will he really step up? And we had such a weakness where Gabriel and Tarat, while in their careers, have shown really bright moments, have really fallen off. And it's just anything that's an upgrade to that department would be amazing. Man, that link-up play between him and Rafa, that is just... We see more.
Yeah. That was a good play.
More of that, more experience of them getting to know each other and they're feeling each other out and knowing how to play off each other. If that continues at that level or improves, we're gonna have a fun year.
You know what too? Before you even made that pass, the one thing I noticed about João Mario is that he brings this calming presence to the midfield, where it's like when the ball gets to him. Now, I like Taarabt. I'm a fan of Taarabt. I am. But I like Taarabt off the bench. And I said it before. He's like the drunken master. But João Mario is not the guy you need to work. Like, he's going to make it simple on you, right? As a player. He's going to put it at your feet. It's not going to be, like I said last time on the show, I was on the show. Through ball. Taarabt's a through ball guy. Like, he just wants to get that ball through the ball and get the guy on the run. But it's just, we didn't have that style of play. With João Mario, it's like you almost expect, because he's not extraordinary. He's not gonna go, over and cross the ball. He's not gonna do anything crazy. He's gonna take the ball. He's gonna give and go, and he's gonna put it at your feet. He's gonna put it in a nice spot. It's the calming presence. You don't gotta guess. You know what I mean? I think with Taarabt, sometimes the striker, I think it was just a sort of disconnect between the midfield and the strikers, because you don't know where this motherfucker gonna go, because Taarabt, this boy just be fucking everywhere. You know what I mean? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, and you don't know when the ball is coming to me. Like, it's fine to play street ball, when the time is good. Like, there's always a time that presents itself. But Tarap plays drunken master every single minute. And I just thought that comparing the two, because that's who we substituted today, right? If it was Tarap for João Mario just brought it like this calming presence to the midfield. He made it very easy on the guys up top. He made it easy. He made it very easy for Peasy, and Peasy just. I don't think he played bad. I just don't. I think there was some missed opportunities for Peasy, and that's really what it is. You don't play bad with Peasy if you don't put you're not playing bad if you put yourself in these positions, right? He's in these positions to score, or he's in these positions to make a nice pass, because he's playing well. He's just not, he's not. It's not. What was the word I'm looking for? It's just not like
it's almost,
translating over. Yeah, it's like.
You're kind of getting to the point of saying where, the results aren't coming in, and the biggest thing that is frustrating is when it feels like an easy opportunity, because he makes it look easy. He gets himself in a good position, gets a good ball, and then just does not finish. And you kind of know he has the capacity to finish, and he has the talent.
It's almost like he's got the Salvio-itis right now. It's like he passes when he should have shot, and he shot when he should have passed, kind of thing. It's something, and I think I'm gonna attribute that to he just tries so hard. You could just tell he's just trying too hard sometimes, man. Just let the game come to you, Peasy. It's gonna come. You're a good player. He's a good player. Nobody can tell me he's a bad player. He's a good player. And they gotta let it come to him. He's won MVP twice in this league. He's just, you can't tell me he's just washed now. I think he's just.
Yeah, it's early.
I don't know. He's got to. It's up here. It's early.
Players.
Yeah, it's early.
I think they can build confidence. Just back to the checks. I did find this amusing. The whole 10-year thing on Odie. It's only a 3-year gap.
I thought that was a little extra too. When you said 10 years, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, damn, Odie's 20.
I was reading the comment. But the funny thing on goalkeepers, I think they're very unique in terms of you can have very young guys like what Oblak and Ederson were that were phenoms in talent. But I really agree with Cristiano that they are like a fine wine. They do get better with age. You can have a guy like Buffon. You can have guys that are in their mid-30s and just still phenoms of the game. You have guys in their mid-20s that are phenoms. It is a very unique position. It's also one of those positions that you can have an existential crisis very quickly. Like all of a sudden, if Helton thinks he's going to start, and maybe he understands that he was to be second stringer, so maybe Odie had the shell shock situation last year when he found himself on the bench. Maybe it's forcing him to work a bit harder. Maybe he needed that push. Helton also suspended, I believe, for I think it wasn't the European game. I think it's for the Liga NOS game, so I think Odie will get another start. But you
know what I like too about it, Mario, is that it doesn't seem like I think last year a little bit, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think JJ had this stigma of like, we are gonna play the players that we paid because we paid them. There's no matter what, right? But like Odie and Helton to me shows that JJ is about winning the job to me, because last year, if you asked me, I would tell you that Helton's the man and that Odie's out, no doubt about it, because just how it happened. But they went to camp, they had an off season, and somebody won the job. That tells me that JJ is really in tune, kind of way more in tune than he was last year with this team, right? Another year under his belt, he's putting he's putting players head to head. You know what I mean? He's making competition. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Competition. When you got competition, it's gonna make you play better. If there's nobody out there, clawing at your heels, Helton, Villar wasn't clawing at Odie's heels. Odie wasn't worried about it. Odie gonna go out there every day, and he's gonna play the TASA games. He's gonna play Champions League. He's gonna play all of them because nobody's gripping at his heels. I think an off season is somebody like Helton coming in, trying to win a job, made Odie, play a little better. Now he's the guy. Now he won a job, which is nice to me, because now I know that I'm not gonna have to stay. If somebody's playing bad, then they're gonna sit down. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want JJ to do last year. But we weren't as thick as we were this year. We got a lot more on the bench in my mind, especially with guys like Tadopt on the bench now, and you have guys like Ramush on the bench and Mete and guys like that, right? I think we're just a little thicker. But that's one thing that I like. There's competition on this team, right? And if you ain't playing well, or somebody's playing better than you, then go get the job.
Funny shout on this VLR. Not only is he not competing for the first team, there's a high chance he's going to even be losing on the B team. Caesar brought up a great point. There's a young Japanese individual, Leo Ryan Kabuto. I don't know. I'm butchering his name, and I apologize. But competition is healthy. I think I've never seen this team in a very long time with this level of competition. It's very good for the team. It is a very, I don't want to call it a do or die situation because of how last season went. I think there's a big blessing of Lucio Vieda, and the whole crisis that has happened has taken so much pressure off the team. Like, normally there's just so many articles on the players, what's going on, especially after what happened last year. There'd be a lot more negative tilt coverage, I guess you could say, and a lot of that has been put to the back burner because of the things that were going on with him, things that were going on with Rui Costa being the president, this confusion with this American buyer, and all this other soap opera drama that the telenovelas that the Portuguese love.
Ooh, I forgot all about that, brother. I forgot all about that. Game time. It was game time today. I forgot all about that.
Which was
completely
perfect though. But normally, if it wasn't for that nonsense, I think there'd be now they know the pressure. They know they got to win this. They got to get the result. They have their own self-made pressure, and it's there. And dear God, does Rui Costa need some stability on the pitch to provide stability on the upper management for them and things of the sort. But it just, there wasn't the same level of pressure I felt from a media as we typically have seen. And I think that's good. I think that's great. I think there's this kind of renewed optimism at the club where there's change happening at the management level, whether you like it or not, but there is change in some format happening. So much new signings, and it's this, I don't know, man. There's something about playing more of a happy, optimistic tone. You know what I mean? Like having that kind of freedom, that confidence, and man, getting a win like this away, it will give you that confidence, give you that oomph that you need, right? So it's just a great result. Stat-wise, I'll throw this on the screen for everyone to see. It was a pretty one-sided affair. Like there's no debating. Benfica could have got a penalty also. There's a couple of calls.
Seven times. They could have had it 17 times, actually. That shit was crazy. It was getting out of hand.
There's a few
getting out of hand, guys.
A few of them where I kind of go, okay, I can get that not being called.
I understand. I'm so glad you said that. I get a couple of them.
But there was
4.
Yeah, there's a few of them. But you know what? To me, it's one of these things where, without those, the fact that they won the way they did, the confidence level, it's going to be very hard for Spartak. Because my understanding is this is the season the away goal rule is gone, meaning that historically, if Spartak scored 3 at the Luge and we scored 1, and it's tied aggregate, it's game over. No, they got to win 3-0 to advance. If it's 3-1, we still go to extra time and continue playing. Man, it would be.
Do you have the first half numbers?
Yeah.
Can we see the first? Just the first half? Because I'll be honest, man. That first half, watching that first half. Now, I didn't think Benfica was going to lose. I thought Benfica was playing really good. But I thought Spartak played very well in the first half, too. I thought it was a pretty even affair in the first half. So I'm like, damn, this isn't going to be really easy. I thought it was going to be, we're going to go out there and smack them. We ended up smacking them. But I thought, wow, either Rui Vitória has these guys playing or just some good talent on this team. Because they were getting some plays together. They had some nice shots. They had a nice chance in the first half. They put one on Odie from outside the box as well. I thought it was like a lot of pressure. Yeah, a lot of pressure at Spartak. So I'm like, damn, man, this isn't going to be as easy as I thought. And the reason I want to see the first half is because I think now you're seeing JJ's really got his mitts on this team, where you're seeing he's making adjustments, right? He's making adjustments at halftime, because the halftime Benfica go in pretty even half. We go to halftime 5 minutes in. 5 minutes later, we got a goal. You know what I mean? We got the João Mario goal to Rafa, like Mario said.
Yeah. So let me.
That comes 5 minutes in.
I do have the stats here. So I am debating if I can get these popped up on the screen good enough. I'm just saving them here, but it was actually quite a balanced half in terms of possession. But what I did feel, and I feel bad picking on Seferovic because I notoriously do pick on the guy a lot, is if you look at the actual first half, he didn't get one shot off target, one shot on target. I know he got injured. He was off by the first 30 minutes or so. But the thing is, he wasn't producing as much. And what you're going to find in
Yeah.
these first half stats is I load them up here, and it's going to be a very narrow image. I didn't have much time to do this, just did it now on the fly. Is you have here first half, 62% possession. The possession does slightly increase, actually a small bit for Spartak in the second half, but we still dominated. Like, we still had majority of possession. What changed was just the level of shots. And a criticism that this team rightfully had was just they were not creating as many opportunities in the past. And it's the old hockey saying, if you don't shoot, you don't score. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And this club just had a really bad habit of just being okay with very low production on the shot wise, right? Yeah, here we go. Look at this half-ass quick little.
And that's that. No, it's beautiful. I love it. That's that. See, but that's that disconnect that we were having in the midfield. Again, I'm a fan of Tadopt. I'm a fan. If you got a Benfica jersey, that's how we're running it this year, right? I'm tired of the negativity. I'm tired of all that bullshit. All right, so if you got a kit on, I'm rooting for you. Plain and simple. I don't care if your name is Gabriel. I don't care. I'm rooting for you. You're good to me. Yeah, you're better than me. You know what I mean? Y'all don't get to say somebody's shit if you ain't better than him. That's the rule for me now. If I see somebody saying, can you play? Are you better than him? I doubt it. All right, from now on, that's the rule. You can't say somebody's shit unless you really are better than them. All right, from now on. So for me, it's just a disconnect. It's just a style of play, right? It's just a style of play. Like I said, to me, Tadopt is just a little bit more of a wild card. He's not a midfielder. So you got a guy like that who's playing midfield. He's more of a backup striker. He's more of a second, center forward, if you will. All right. So you got a guy like that in midfield who wants to make plays on the spot. See, Tadopt would be great if Tadopt was getting the ball deep in the box or something like that, or he's receiving balls with the back towards his back towards goal. Then fine. I'm all for playing Tadopt. Cool. But when you got a guy like Weigl, right, who's more defensive minded, but is not like he's not a hammer. You know what I mean? He's not gonna go in there and body you up, and use his physical presence. He's more of an athletic, like center defensive mid, right? He's gonna play defense, but I think his passing is a little underrated, to be honest. I think that, but like I'm saying, Weigl, he needs somebody next to him, a la João Mario, who's just a little bit more calm. You know what I mean? Where he knows where he's gonna be. Yeah, I know where you're gonna be. This is our line. We're gonna move together. You know what I mean? This is how we're moving. João Mario and Weigl, they were killing it. The midfield was amazing. But that's just my thing on it. I think, as far as chances being created,
the second half was more just Benfica was in a better position as a whole, right? So overall, very happy with what they did and things of the sort. Other bit, I would say, Nina, in terms of just to get you in on here, looking at Gonzalo Ramos, seeing the kid play in Europe, how hyped do you get seeing that?
I mean, it was actually very, very good to see him get warming up, because when we saw Steph get hurt, which I hope he's all right, and I hope it's nothing too serious, but you just saw him getting warmed up, and you were like, oh, this feels so good for him. I'm genuinely happy for this kid, because I know he wants to be there. And if you didn't see it before, you saw it right after that goal. That picture is implanted 1,000 times on the timeline today, and just his face, just his facial reaction, that is just something that you want to see from all your players. But the fact that this kid is so young, but he knows the club's worth. You have to know the club's worth to react like that to a goal. It's so I really liked seeing him play today, and I think that this will kind of shut a lot of people up. I think that's what he was intending to do, is kind of show everybody up and do good, and he did well. He did very well today. What do you guys think? He did.
I'm glad you said that. I was very happy that I see Gilberto got the goal, but I was very happy that Ramos was the guy that got called up. I mean, a little bit. I'm a little torn, to be honest, because I like Vinny, right? And maybe I'm more upset that Vinny didn't start since he had been fucking playing. But whatever, right? That's I can't be. I'm not gonna be like that. But I'm more upset that I was put in that position. That because I wanted to see Vinny. I would have much rather have Vinny start. Svedovic just didn't have his legs. He used them all for what is he from? Switzerland. He used them all for Switzerland. All right, that's the best I've ever seen him since Joao Felix. You know what I mean? Like the dude was killing it. He didn't have his legs. JJ should have knew that. That's just one critique I have. But I'm very happy that Ramos got the like you're the guy up. You're the next guy up, right? Because we all know that Yaremchuk. How do you say that name? How does anybody know how to say that name? I've been calling him Chuck. I've been calling him Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck.
I tell my daughter. I'm
gonna go with Chuck.
I'm going with Chuck too. We got Chuck. I told my girl. I told everybody we got Chuck. He's gonna be the guy. Like there's no doubt in my mind that he's gonna be the guy. Which sucks. Also seeing Seth get knocked. Now we don't know who's gonna get sold. Like is he gonna get sold? Is Vinny getting sold? What's happening?
I do believe that Vinicius is gone. I do think those rumors are likely going to come true. I do think that's probably the reason why he didn't play because George Jesus knows he's out. We have talked about this before. We have far too many strikers. We have 7 strikers at the moment. With Yaremchuk in here now, Luka Waldschmidt, obviously Vinicius, Seferovic, Gonzalo, Darwin, which he can't play right now, but he will be somewhere in the system, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
So he's out in a sense. So it's one of these things where I think we'll see Vinicius gone. In a way, I would get more irritated if you gave Vinicius some minutes, and then you're selling him this weekend, because then it's like, okay, he's not part of the plan. Fine, you're not part of the plan. Thank you. See you later. Good luck. Get a loan. Get sold. Whatever you got to do. But I want maybe more of a thought. I want us to play players that we want to keep in play and not play players for the sake of trying to get them sold. Because that would almost like set me off in that sense that then I think we only played him from a window shopping kind of standpoint. So on that note, that's kind of my take with that. Love seeing the kid. Hopefully we see more of the kid. I think we will. I am fascinated because there's a little bit of debate in the preseason about what lineup we'll go with. It seemed the 3 in the back was what George wanted last year at a season. It seems like that what's we were going to build up with after the Marseille game. I do wonder about rotation, just to quickly skip ahead maybe even to a little bit of the upcoming game that we have, which is, what it is. They're a fun little side. We should have an easier time. It's our first home match. They're going to have fans at the Luge, from my understanding. It's going to be an exciting time. I would hope it's an easy outing, but then we got Spartak again, and we got a good advantage. But I really become very concerned about this idea of playing these guys in the back, man. Like playing Otamendi and Jan Vertonghen at their age at multiple times a week, repeatedly, especially after a long Euros, a long Copa. George Jesus is really going to have to look at the rotation or even look at the idea of putting just 2 center backs, because we don't need 3 against Moreirense. We really don't. So, rest Otamendi and Jan, or rest one of them, go 2 in the back, and even bring out Ferro, rotate a little bit, right? Because you can't just have this current system unless we're going to hit up the market and sign some more center backs. That is, looks
like he's comfortable with Maratu right now and Ferro back there. And just real quick, I want to Cristiano. I definitely know that there was definitely nobody else. So I get what you mean by that. I for sure get, like, there was no one else because Vinny he doesn't count for JJ. And I guess that's a little also why I'm a little upset, is I don't understand why. Like, I just can't understand why he just doesn't like Vinny. He's physical up top. He's athletic. Yet he's like you watch Seinfeld, right? Mario, of course, watched Seinfeld. He's like Kramer. To me, he's like Kramer. He just always falls ass backwards into money. You know what I mean? Like, how do you do it? Why? But that's just Vinny to me. He's the Kramer of Benfica, where he's just kind of like, He's wild up top, but he ends up, smacking a goal. Like he ends up getting one in. He ended up getting 22, if I'm not mistaken, a couple years ago. I just don't understand. I just don't get it. He's much more. If you look at the team, he makes much more sense on this team than Seferovic. You got fast guys now. Now we're a little bit more speedy. João Mario brings a little bit more speed than Trapp. Julian Weigel's got a good pace. Rafa is a bullet. You got a guy like Vinny up there. You put, speed kills. But Ramos, like I said, Ramos, I'm glad that maybe that's showing something. But then again, like Cristiano said, there was fucking nobody else. Even though Chuck was on the roster, he is on the Champions League roster. I don't even think he was on the bench today.
He didn't go.
I don't even think he was on the bench.
It's too early. He had Luka Waldschmidt, but I gotta say Luka Waldschmidt's been a pure disappointment.
Oh man, yeah, God, he's such a disappointment. I wish I hope I can get. I just wish that's one of the guys I wish that he can get it together. But I think. I don't know if they want him to get it together. If they want him to play in Portugal, then go loan him out. Loan him to, I don't know, loan him to Guimarães or somebody like that. Someone.
I do think,
like,
Cristiano says the comment about Menge. I really am believing these potential rumors of having either a loan deal or secured a transfer deal, and it seems like it's in the final stages.
See that.
And you don't want to do anything that causes, what just happened to Seferovic. If Vinicius is out the door, that's the game plan. They're in talks. He's about to leave the door, and you play him, and he gets injured. He is not going anywhere.
Now Pino's hurt too now, right? Another guy you mentioned earlier, Pino.
I forgot about Pino. Yeah. And that's a guy again. The way they've went with their options, it is what it is. I think it'll be a fascinating debate to see who gets to
that Pino thing. That Pino thing really upsets me. I compare it to this is how sometimes I wish Benfica would just be a little bit more ballsy. Would you? Like, remember Barcelona a couple years back went to go get that striker. What's his name? He's like, forget his name. He's. I think he plays. I forget his name. They was like after the transfer window.
Oh, the guy
Barcelona
from
needs a
last
striker.
Year. Yes.
Barcelona needs a striker. You go get a striker. They made the fucking league say, okay, you know what I mean? We're gonna let you run. We'll let you have him, even though the shit was dirty. Shit was just like shit was shady as hell. And then last year with Pinu, we need a striker, but you decide, okay, we'll wait and let him play the rest of the year with you. And that just is so stupid. So now he's here. Brathwaite, that's it. Now it just makes no sense. So it's just you didn't flex. You reminded me of how much you're not flexing anymore. And it's upsetting. Now this guy is here. He's hurt. We paid money for him. Like
it wasn't.
It's just crazy to me.
It wasn't too much. If anything, probably it was just one of these shady deals to move money from account A to account B to get people paid. I really think that
now he's hurt.
Now he's hurt.
But now he's hurt.
I really think we're going to see this Ukrainian play a good bit. I think Gonzalo Ramos clearly has made a statement to be in the rotation in one way or another. I don't expect him to be the permanent starter whatsoever, but I do expect him to, be part of that cycle. And I think Vinicius is gone. If Seferovic is going to be on the squad, especially if he's injured, it'll be tougher to get rid of him. I do think, loaning out Luka Waldschmidt.
Oh, he's not. He don't look like he's going anywhere, as you mentioned earlier, Mario. Like, if you're going to start him, I honestly don't think Seferovic is going anywhere this year.
I think it'll be an interesting situation, but I think at least bare minimum 2 guys will go. Vinicius, I think, is pretty much out the door. I do think we'll see another guy potentially go on loan or get moved around just because, they want minutes. But yeah, either way, man, very excited. We got good options. So that I think up front on the wings, you looked at Raf and Pizzi starting today, but we're bringing guys like Everton off the bench, man. Everton is such an exciting.
Oh, that's a guy. I'm glad you brought him up, Mario. How is he not starting over every? How is he not playing? But with Seth started, it makes.
I think
that makes no sense.
I think part of it could be just rotation, things of the sort. But I think if George Jesus can get that rotation happening, there's no excuses, man. This year, there's talent galore. It's just getting the talent to click and keeping a chemistry built, and then having that little dance and shuffle as you need to get guys in and out of the lineup, right? And I'm actually not very worried. I think there's enough between the midfield and forwards now to work with that there will be something there. I go back to harping on the back end. I really do worry that is more critical because I just look at the age and things of the sort, right?
You know what though, too, Mario? What happens is these games on the center backs where you're playing three and it doesn't feel like you have anybody on the bench. Benfica ain't playing three in the back against Moreirense, right? They're gonna play 4-2-2. So you'll get to rotate one of them with, whether it's Jan with Verissimo, then you play Verissimo and Jan, then you play Jan and Otamendi, then you play Otamendi and Verissimo. I mean, you can do it that way, and then you got Maratu for, just in case, you know what I mean? So that's good for me.
I've always had the mentality you want you want your you want your starting player, and then you want a guy on the bench to replace the starting player because that's how life is. So you got a right winger, and then you got a guy on the bench that's going to be a right winger for you, or on the team that would fit into it due to rotation or injury. I look at Marat, young kid. I know he's an exciting kid coming up. The Everton got a yellow today. Let's just hypothetically say he gets a yellow in the next game against Spartak, and now we're matching with PSV, and we don't have Jan Vertonghen, and Verissimo suffers an injury. You're gonna go in with Ferro and Morat against PSV, and with no one on the bench in case one of them needs a rotation or an injury happens. Like that's my fear. I think those three in the back can be extremely solid. I think we have an amazing team, and if knock on wood, we stay healthy, avoid suspensions, and just things go our way, it's gonna be amazing. But that is the one part where I look at it, I go, oh God, if there's anything that goes sideways, I get worried about that, right? So.
And it's Benfica. Oh, shit always goes sideways. So I agree. That's a great point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Poor Nina had such a long day. Alta tão cansada.
I know, huh? Let's do it then. Let's do Charisse.
Okay,
I'm excited.
Let's do Charisse.
We'll let Nina go first so she can get some blood flowing there.
Yeah, here we go.
There you go. Caesar da Silva. Let Andre Almeida could play at three at the back. That's not even a bad shout. Come on, guys. It's Andre 3000, bro. I'm calling him Andre 4000. That's Andre 4000. Y'all need to stop talking about our players, man. I'm taking it personal this year. Stop talking about my players. Stop talking about my player. He's still a Charisse. But for sure.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Weigl could play center back. But damn, I wouldn't want to mess with, don't fuck. Well, they say don't fix what ain't broke. I say don't break what ain't broke. You know what I mean? Don't break what ain't broke. You know what I mean? If we play Weigl back there, then João Mario has to play with fucking who knows. Mete. There you go. Or maybe Mete could play center back.
Yeah.
I'm looking really forward to seeing Mete when he gets a chance to play. I'm just curious.
He looks like a monster.
Yeah,
he's a beast.
I'm
Yeah.
up front, don't know much about the guy. I just heard good things about him, but I am looking forward to it. And again, going back to the rotation story, man, there's gonna be lots of opportunities to rotate. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
I heard he's slow as molasses, but nobody can be as slow as William Carvalho. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that, bro. And we were supposed to get him, so I'm cool.
Oh god,
That was crazy.
no, not at this point, man. Not at this point.
I know.
What would you? Okay, Nina, go, man. Charisse the match. Play.
Yeah,
the match,
so
play the match.
Charisse of the match. It was tough. It was either between Pizzi or Grimaldo. I would, because there was a few things from Grimaldo that I saw today that I just didn't match up. One of his throw-ins was kind of weird. Just kind of off balance.
Something ain't matching up, bro. Something ain't matching up, Grimaldo.
Nothing was adding up there at that point. So I was like, all right. And then Pizzi, like, he was just kind of like in the distance, but not like really like shiny like he usually is. Like sometimes he can kind of outshine some things and do like something, I don't know, something fancy or add to a goal or be some, like important to us. But I feel like today he was just kind of behind the curtains. Didn't really do anything spectacular. So it's like split 50-50 between those two.
Very cool.
I'm mad at that.
Mello?
Yeah.
We're doing all three, right? I'm Sharice. Sharice of the match. My Sharice of the match. I'm gonna give it to Peasy, only because he missed a complete sitter. It just was I mean, it didn't need that much power. He just could have stuck his foot out and it would have fucking went in, I think. So just because he left a little bit out on the pitch, I felt that he just left too much to be desired today. And PZ will do that to you. You know what I mean? He will do that. But he's got to get the Sharice of the match. I just thought we could have had that first goal in the beginning. It would have been very nice. It could have been a whole different game. My player of the match. Man. Honestly, I'm going to give my player of the match to Lucas Verissimo. I thought Lucas Verissimo was a monster today. I was going to give it to João Mario. But I'm gonna give my three in the back a little love, man. I think that I said that Jan Vertonghen. I honestly do believe this, that Jan Vertonghen is our best center back. I feel so comfortable with that guy, man. He's not. Oh yes, for sure. The referee, that Cristiano, for sure. Chorici is a referee. But I just think. I just think that Verissimo is he's a beast. He's physical, he's athletic, he's just a monster back there. You know what I mean? And it's nice to see it, a guy like that and Otamendi kind of like, you could tell he's gonna learn a lot from Otamendi. Just how his presence is, how he'll get in your face, man. He don't care. He's a big dude. You know what I mean? Seth, yeah, you're right. Seth didn't do anything. For me, like I said, Peasy, I'm going to give it to Peasy. I'm only giving it to Peasy because he had chances. Seth didn't do anything with, nothing, and he gets hurt. I think it's just he wasn't in shape. My play of the match. My play of the match was Gilberto's first goal for Benfica. That was his first goal for Benfica, and what a goal it was. What a pass it was from my man of the match, Lucas Verissimo. Put it right on the money. What a pass from out the back. Right on the money. Gilberto puts it away, and like I said, I tweeted it. That was a big, F you to all the doubters, all the haters. Yes, it's only one goal. Yes, yes, he's not, the next, great right back or anything like that. I just think, like Nina says, you see how much it meant to him. Players don't come to Benfica and want to fail. All right, so I'm not going to root for any of them to fail. Not this year. I think last year we all just took a big shit on all of our team, all of our players. And I just sometimes reading shit like it just bothers me because I love this club so damn much. I do, bro. I don't care if I met Gabrielle in the airport. I don't care who it is. You know what I mean? I'm going to be happy to meet him. I'm gonna want to, take a picture. These are our guys. You know what I mean? These are the guys. As my niece likes to call them, the guys. That's what she calls them. You watching the guys? I'm watching the guys. So they are part of the guys. I think Gilberto knows that. I think Gilberto felt, and he could feel the hate. They got social media, man. They've heard one of our shows, maybe not ours, but maybe they've heard somebody's show where we're shitting on them or somebody's shitting on them. And I just think it's bad form. It's bad form. We can call them out when they playing bad. I get it. Spots. But you guys he ain't been that bad. He's not a defender. He's a guy who can move forward. And he fucking move forward. He moves forward. He get the ball. He's good with the ball at his feet. Don't tell me he's not. He gets out of tough spots sometimes. And that goal today, man, just... he put his whole hand in his face. Like, he just, was, what I mean? Like, he felt that shit. He felt that shit, man. And I no more Gilberto slander. No more Benfica slander. If they're playing bad, okay, let's call them out on that. They played a bad game. Let's hope they play better next time. That's for me this year. You know what I mean? That's how I'm running it.
I fully agree with Alex. There's going to be no Gilberto slander at all on this particular episode for today.
No. Y'all do it on the next episode. I'm calling y'all. We're arguing.
I am excited to see Gilberto have a good performance. I loved it. I feel very optimistic about the season. I do feel there's this light at the end of the tunnel that shined very recently, and there's just this level of, like, changes in the wind in a good way. And I think that optimism is flowing through, hopefully, the fan base. The fact that fans are going to have 20,000 of them in the stands are going to be excited to be back. That there's just a lot of good things happening, and there's a lot of bad things happening behind the scenes that need to get straightened out. But there is at least some change happening, and I think benefit of the doubt, man. It's a clean slate. Let's go, man. Guys that had a bad year last year, let's see if they can get a good year this year. And I agree with you.
I only care, Mario, what happens between the 4 fucking lines this year.
Yeah,
I don't care what happens in the office. I don't go to the office. I work from home. I can't make it to the Benfica office. I don't give a shit what's going on in there. Get me my players, get me my championship, and let's shit on these other motherfuckers. Let's rain on somebody's parade. I'm trying to rain on parades this year. You know what I mean?
And I think we can.
This is what I want. I want them to know it was a fluke. Okay? It was a fluke, and that's all it was. Now it's time for us to really cement who the fuck we are in this damn league, man. Are we Benfica or not? You know what I mean? Let's act like it. All of us. Let's act like it.
On that note, I will be having a series at some point or other with various people on league outlooks from other clubs. It'll be quite fascinating. I did a few of these last year. Quite fun to get a different perspective going on. But let's get to I'll do mine real quickly. My Shadista match, play the match. Mine to be short and sweet. For me, the play was the Rafa with João Mario. I love that link up that happened. It was very simple passing that João Mario did. That's what I talked about last time. This club was missing just a simple man that can do the simple things well. And I debated about Verissimo. I think that's a great show for a player. There's other players that also deserves it. I think overall the team collectively had a very good game today. I'm going to lean towards João Mario just because that simple passing, he had 94% pass accuracy because he was just doing those simple passes well, something that we were not seeing in that position. I think that is what's going to link up the back end to the front end, to the sides, things of sort. It's going to be so critical. So I'm very excited to see that. And I think it's just the beginning of something possibly beautiful. So I do love that. I think a Choris today, I feel, is unfair to give a harsh Choris to anyone. I think everyone played well. I'm going to agree with Melo, though. Pizzi had one heck of a Choris moment, if we call it that. Good shot on the referee from Cristiano. And I think there's just moments that guys had, like, Grimaldo, things of sort. There's moments, maybe Odie not catching the ball properly here and there, but having some amazing plays throughout the game to justify such a good game. But man, I am full of optimism. I don't know how anyone cannot be optimistic about this team right now. The level of excitement. I don't want to look past Moscow. I don't sleep on them. This should be. I hope we're gonna go to Illusion, smash them 3-0, and we have like one of these 5-0 aggregates. It's been a while since Benfica has done that to a team. Benfica is well known to doing that to a lot of clubs in Europe. Just to kind of
we do that. I'm drinking vodka on the show next time.
Yeah, and it's
we do that.
we can.
And I fucking hate vodka. And I hate vodka. I drink straight vodka out here. I wear a fur hat. I'm gonna wear a fur hat, and I'm gonna be like Drago. That's what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be like fucking Drago out here.
That will be amazing.
That's what we're about to do.
If he dies, he dies.
And if he dies, he dies. Exactly. Ding ding. Let's go.
I'm hyped, man. I think we can kill it.
Fuck yeah.
And then PSV will be a tough opponent, but we'll kill it. There's just a level of excitement, and I hope these players feel it. I hope everyone feels it. I think there's just so much potential. And the thing with Gilberto, had a god-awful season, but to start a season like this, it's just, you need that.
Yes.
You need that, like... PSV
is going to be who it is?
Likely. Again, same like Moscow, nothing guaranteed. PSV won 3-0, against Midget Land, or whatever they're called.
Oh, jeez.
PS Vergunia is what I call them. That's what I call them.
I cannot pronounce the name of who they face. It's terrible. It's Midget Land. I
know. It's Thor's hammer. I know who you're talking. It looks like it's Thor's hammer. The way they spell it.
It's as if Thor was a little person. Yeah.
That's best.
But yeah.
Real quick, hey, I didn't get to say this, but just shout out to the Azores real quick. They in the European League, brother. He's the Azores is in the Euro League, bro. They in the Euro Cup, bro. Good for them.
Yeah, they're doing good. Santa Clara is
Good
killing
for
it.
them.
Yeah, they're doing excellent.
Are you?
I-
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and they got a decent matchup for their setup, right, in this Confederation League. I'm hoping we get to see Pash Ferreira smash Spurs. I know it's not gonna happen, but it'll be friggin' hilarious.
No, it can happen. It's the Spurs we're talking about.
We're talking
No.
we're talking about the Spurs, and we're talking
No
about.
offense to Pete.
No, here's the thing with them is they will sleep on Europa because they gotta work on the EPL. They don't want to be in Europa. This is a step lower. This is the Confederations League. They're gonna potentially, and they know nothing about Pash Ferreira, and they're gonna disrespect it, and they're gonna maybe roll out with a B team distracted. And it's Pash Ferreiras for F's sake. It isn't like they're world beaters, but Pash Ferreiras are Sacanas that sometimes rip out a point from Benfica, Sporting, and Porto.
Yeah.
So these
Fucking
guys, are,
Pacos.
if these Pacos,
Paco.
yeah, the Pacos, they're gonna call it,
Fucking Pacos.
and they're gonna like hopefully surprise them. And it's good for Portugal to have more of this competition growing and various teams going further. You're gonna have Sporting in the Champions League group stage. You're gonna have Porto in the group stage, and I am overly confident that, and hopefully we get to see Benfica in the group stage. You got 3 Portuguese teams in there. Braga does well in Europa, and all of a sudden this league goes up in a bit of stature because of it. We all make some more wealth as clubs.
Liga B win, baby. It's called Liga B win because we always be winning. That's why it's called B win. That's what it is.
That's how we're winning. That's how we win long jump golds, man. That's how we get those long jump golds. We winning.
Liga B, bro. Liga B winning. Let's get it. I'm so glad Liga B winning starts on fucking Saturday versus Modiense. We'll be back.
I'm hyped. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. Check out Adrian's video. He did a bang up job talking about the stuff.
Liga B winning. That's
Liga B
classic.
winning. That's a good one. So Adrian did a good job there. So it goes without me saying, just give the man a lot of love. I just love the stuff he does on his channel. A lot of other good people working on a lot of projects. Check out, obviously the Benfica podcast guys and everyone else that's out there.
Yeah, man.
We got Mike doing great things with Continue. We got
Yeah, man, I listen to all of them.
yeah, man.
I listen to all of them. Hey, everything. Well, I said that I got a routine. I play FIFA and I listen to my podcast. Man, that's how I get through it.
Joe is going to be coming out with some
The best.
more articles very shortly, so very excited.
Yeah, and he's gonna be a regular on the show, man. Him and his
I love
stat man. We're gonna get him a cape.
He's out.
Gotta
He's
give him a
out
cape.
to Seda right now enjoying vacation, so he's got to be.
Yeah, man. And shout out to my young alcoholic out there, man. Ethan out there in England, bro. What's up, bro? Put the bottle down, Ethan. Put the bottle down, brother. Go to bed. Get to bed, kid.
Oh, caralho. Aquele miúdo vai ficar maluco.
Yeah, no, I just want to also give a shout out to Fall River FC when they won today, and Providence City FC.
All right, so
Nice.
since we're on this bandwagon, we have a late show partly because I got to go to the first Canadian Premier League game with fans allowed in this region. So shout out to the Canadian Premier League and having fans back in the stands like we're seeing elsewhere. It was a beautiful feeling today. It is the first sporting event I've been able to go to today since all this Karai started over a year and a half ago. So it felt so nice to go with my son, and I hope all the Benfiquistas that get to go in Portugal to the Luge truly appreciate the Luge. It was infuriating when I hear them giving those cheap seats for €5 and there'd be empty seats.
20,000. I seen 20,000 Benfiquistas, right? Is that the number?
Capacity. They got 20,000. But my thing, as they keep, if possible, and they keep increasing the capacity over time, hopefully things go in the right direction. That people don't take for granted the thing that they lost, that they couldn't go see the team that they loved so much. Just a couple cafes a week and you got Benfica tickets. It's dirt cheap. I don't care.
Yeah, man.
These guys.
You could tell by the way they be talking.
Yeah,
you could tell by the way these Benfiquistas be talking, bro. Out there, we be talking about out they ass sometimes, man. You don't get what you don't appreciate. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't there, you can't really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened. That's what happened. We ungrateful. Stop being ungrateful.
It was nice,
Shit.
man. I gotta say, man, being today in this Premier League game that we had here in Canada, it was a 1-0 loss. They should have won, but oh my god, it was just having the fans it was just a vibe, man. It's just a vibe that's missing in the sport, and we saw with the Euros, with the amount of fans in the stands, how amazing those Euros felt. Like the Euros
Yeah.
are fun. They just felt it. And then and then I love watching Copa America, but you reference with Copa with the empty stadium, how much of a how blatant the void felt. And not that we were trying to get used to empty stadiums, but that was the life for a little bit, and it was just it is what it is. But there's
Yeah, man.
just a certain level of
You
energy.
could look at USA Mexico. That last game, man. That shit was cracking in there. Yeah, I mean they packed the lead. They packed that Raider Stadium. It was filled to the brim. And you're right, man. That's what we've been missing.
I'm missing, man. And those moments that Gilberto just had, you see a moment like
Yeah.
that at the Luge in front of Benfica. It's just that's where I think that it's the story of the 12th man. We've been missing the 12th man.
Everton,
Benfica runs
Lucas
off that.
Verissimo, Otamendi, Walschmidt, who else? Chuck. They finally gonna get to see a little bit. They're gonna get a taste, a little bit of really what it means to be a Benfiquista when all those guys are in there yelling, man, singing and chanting. And I can't fucking wait for Saturday, honestly. One, because I don't work, and two, because Benfica's on.
Exactly. On that note, thank you so much for everyone in the chat, everyone that checked us out, all the new subscribers. Thank you so much. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, I typically don't do the subscribe rant, but it's like we're like shy of 1,000 people, man. That's pretty cool to be.
Yeah, man.
Yes, that's
YouTube's
amazing.
an odd game, man. It's one of these things where we just do this for fun. That's all we have ever did, and we only started doing this, the last few years. And it's just the amount of people that have kind of hopped on. It's been great. We appreciate the love. But at 1,000 subscribers, if you hit that button, take your mama's email, your daddy's email, whatever you gotta do, make like 6 fake YouTube accounts, just hit subscribe, get us to 1,000.
Yeah, just start grabbing. Yeah,
Yes.
Your Vaughn,
start
your
grabbing
Tikia,
phones.
just grab
Just
people-
write- yeah, just write it
you know,
down.
When you're in the subway station, just reach in someone stranger's pocket, grab it, sub, put it back in his pocket. Don't steal the phone. Stealing's wrong, but
Yeah.
just put it back.
But yeah,
But at 1,000,
Yes.
at 1,000,
you got to give it back because we want them to see the show.
yeah, because
Absolutely.
supposedly at 1,000, I looked into this. You can do polls and do a few more things with the channel. So it's a couple features are gonna get unlocked for us.
Okay.
So we're excited with that because then that means that maybe we can
Yeah.
do some interactive polls and do some more stuff. Because to be honest, the main reason we do this is just talking to everyone in the chat, all the comments we get. It's just a back and forth banter, the fun. We don't.
Yeah, and we are working on some behind the scenes. Gonna be a little bit. We're definitely working on some behind the scenes to make the chat better, to make you guys more a part of the show, right? We're gonna have the comments here on the show, things like that. So we definitely always trying to make this show better. So yeah, 1,000 followers would be a nice motivation for us. So we'd appreciate that.
We'll have a fireside chat. We'll have a little, a cafe. You know how you have a waiting room, a little, those Nespresso pods. We're gonna get that for the guests in the chat. You can put a pod and get some coffee. But yeah, man. All right, man. You guys have yourselves a great evening. Thank you for everyone that stayed up super late. You guys are animals. I love you, and peace.
Bye.
Pega Benfica.